Hey there, this is Arakai Moon with Star Sign Astrology coming to you to talk to you about this Mars in retrograde. We are in it. La ceremonia ha comenzado. It has commenced. The ceremony, the initiation of our masculine, our inner drive, our egoic will, our fire, our ability to actualize our desires in the world, to move our energy. What would we fight for? What do we have energy for? This is all what Mars rules. It is also known as the god of war, Eros. Passion, desire, and fight, war, separation. In its high octave, I feel like it's the sword that slices through the egoic illusions so that you can create, you can move your energy, unhook yourself from the things that hook in and deplete, drain you. This is a huge initiation that Mars is going through because it is an exact square and it will be there all for the rest of this year of 2020. As if we haven't been initiated enough. It's not done. We are getting worked. We are getting our ego, our individuality, our desire for freedom worked, cooked, refined, because it is squaring Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter in Capricorn. And so Saturn and Pluto conjuncted in January, the end of January, that started COVID, right? So these two planets come together, and throughout all of history, they mean fucking business. Like, they will not stop until we are humbled, until we learn, until we reclaim our power from Capricorn, from the systems that we have created as our external reality, our external authority, the overarching grid that is laid on society, and that we have individually plugged our fires, our money, our actions, our art, our love, our devotion, our 401ks, our time. Capricorn rules time. It rules all the structures that we create that uphold society, that sustain it, right? It rules power, external authority. And so when these planets come together, and then Jupiter comes in to say, fucking remove the obstacles now. I'm gonna make it big. I'm gonna put a magnifying lens on this issue. We can't run from it. We haven't been able to. And it's now squaring Mars in retrograde, which retrograde means the planet doesn't literally move backwards. It gets closer to Earth and therefore makes the planet stronger. Whatever that planet represents, in this case being Mars, it makes it magnified. We feel its effects stronger on Earth, and then it looks in the sky like it's going backwards. And so instead of just going through the degrees of Aries once, it's now going back, and then it will go back over. And so July 25th was the pre-shadow period of Mars retrograde. So July 25th to September 9th, we have been in pre-shadow. Everything that happened from July 25th to September 9th was a foreshadow, was a warning, a first layer of the ceremony of what it is that we are going to be worked in. It is like the pre-test. And then anything that happened, all of the lessons, all of the vibrational resonance, the patterns that arose in that time, the people that came into your life in that time. When people come into your life during a retrograde period, it's a karmic initiation. It means that they are linked to your relationship in some way to your inner masculine, that they are linked in some way to your karma with Mars. That's the beauty of when we go through these planetary initiations like this, is whatever karma our soul has with these planets. And by that, I don't mean we've done something wrong to them, but in a sense, when we express their lower octaves, when we express only the the challenges and the wounds and the traumas and their fractured essence, I do think that we accrue karma. I do think that we are affecting that vibrational field of that planet. We are affecting that whole morphogenetic field, you know? And so when people come into your life in this time, it means that they have some part of your relationship to Mars that they're offering you, some key, some trigger, some gift, you know, some reflection that helps you heal or integrate or refine whatever it is that you're meant to in this time. And because it's in Aries, it means that anyone with strong Aries placements are going to be affected more so. But also not just Aries, the Libra, the Cancer, the Capricorn, anything along that cardinal cross is going to be impacted, because Mars is going to go through 15 degrees of Aries to 28 degrees of Aries. Then it's going to go 28 degrees of Aries September 9th to November 13th. It's going to go back from 28 degrees of Aries to 15 degrees of Aries. And then on November 13th, it's going to be go time. It's going to station direct first, and then it's going to start to move direct again. And then it's going to take us back through that journey of what we just experienced. From July 25th to September 9th, we've been in the pre-ceremony. September 9th hit, fires, we're in the ceremony. Everything that happens from September 9th to November 13th is the retrograde, tests, initiations, gifts, right? Then from November 13th and on, it will go back. And so for the rest of the year, it will be still traveling through those degrees of Aries, leading us into not only the election in November, but also in December, mid-December, we are having the last Jupiter-Pluto conjunction, the third one. And so when these transits happen, they happen 3 times. So from January 20th to mid-December, we are going to be seeing the waves of what these planets are trying to get us to do, trying to get us to see, to wake up, to change, to reclaim our power, to dismantle the systems, reevaluate who we have in authority, reevaluate our relationship to these systems, to this main grid. You know, when it's external authority, it also is asking us to work with our internal authorship. You know, can we author our lives? And that's what these planets are helping us. It sounds silly to say helping us, because it's like they are forcing us to witness, to experience, to actually have the karmic, physical, gravity, cause and effect reflections of who we've put in power, of what systems we've built, what empire have we built, and how is it sustaining us, the 7 generations next, the 7 generations after, and our Earth. You know, Capricorn rules Earth. And so back to Mars. Mars is in Aries. It's in its home sign, so it makes it even stronger. That's why I'm saying it's a strong initiation for Mars, for our inner masculine, for our individual egoic will, for our desire for freedom, for our desire for self-actualization, you know? And when that freedom and when that will gets thwarted, Mars bites. Mars hits. Aries is the ram. It butts heads. It breaks through. It hits things head on. It doesn't know even how to go around the confrontation. It points it out. It sees it, and it strikes through. It hits. It slashes. It burns. It burns bridges. It slices through the illusions of what society or what dogma, karma, societal insecure relational things, you know, because Aries is the opposite of Libra. So it holds the medicine, saying, don't get overwhelmed by the other's needs. Don't get codependent. Don't be so concerned with your roles and everything looking good and everything being harmonious and safe and like equal and collaborative that you lose touch of your own needs and desires and instinct and internal rhythm. You know, Aries is that drum, that internal pulse of like, ooh, I don't know why, but boom, I'm going. Ooh, I don't know why, but I like you. I'm going. I'm doing this. I'm here with you. Ooh, I see engagement. Ooh, presence, fire. You know, it's all about what ignites its fire, what sparks something that says, go for that, do this. When we have our fire shut down, when we get so concerned with our roles and our relationships or our duties and obligations to society that we find in Capricorn or in Cancer, we have, you know, the need for safety and the need for emotional security and the need to nurture. You know, when we don't get overwhelmed by all of those other parts of the cardinal cross, we find Aries that says, I'm gonna climb to that mountain. Ooh, I'm gonna talk to this person. I don't know why. I'm gonna take this course. I don't know why. I'm gonna take this job. I'm gonna eat this food. I'm gonna have sex with that person. I'm gonna do it in this way. It's like, it sounds, yes, egoic and physical. Yes, it is the most physical, the most sexual and instinctual and yeah, just like impulsive, right? But the beauty about impulse, you know, sometimes we like to really work on our impulses because it can be reactionary. We can feed addictions. We can feed into all these obligations or roles or loops by being so impulsive or by rebelling against it, fighting it, you know, pushing against, pushing away, you know. That's the negative parts of Aries. It could be selfish. It can be brash and insensitive. It can be reactionary. It can be volatile. You know, wherever we have Mars in our chart, however, you know, whatever sign it's in, whatever other planet is affecting it, squaring it, Mars definitely does not like to be squared. And it definitely does not like to be squared by Saturn and Pluto. Because what that is external authority, gravity, like laws, cause and effect of that ego, of that individual's actions, and also being met, being challenged, being like roadblocked in a sense. And then Pluto is the higher octave of Mars. It's bringing the soul, you know, in to the flesh, into the ego's will. And that Pluto says, ooh, you better be aligned. Your ego, your will, your desires, your fire, your sex, your work, whatever you do, whatever you feed, whatever you fight for, whatever you love, whatever you're doing with your body and your energy, better be aligned with your soul's purpose, with your soul's calling. And because it's in Capricorn, it's saying, how is it affecting the whole? You know? Like, how are we affecting the whole? What is our energy and our work and our creations and our desires and the ways that we're going about getting those desires met? How does it affect our earth? How does it affect the people of color? How does it affect the women and the children? The systems that Capricorn has created, that all of our individual egos have been a part of. You know, it's really easy to be like, fucking, they've done it. It's their fault. Push it out. But it's meeting us. And it's really gonna gonna crash. It's gonna like boil up. It's gonna like shake things up. This is a revolution. Like this is a transit for revolution. You know, after this whole year of it squaring Saturn and Pluto and Jupiter, it's gonna move to touch, to conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So yeah, it's time for a revolution. It's time to reclaim our fire and our inner warrior, our inner desires that truly feed our earth and our spirits and our soul's purpose, you know? Fuck yeah, I'm excited. It's intense. It brings up a lot, but it's touching my chart. It's touching some of the most potent, vulnerable, but purposeful places in my chart, you know, that actualize why I came here. You know, it touches what I incarnated for. And so it's anything that comes, I'm saying use that. I'm going to use that for the fuel for this fire. Any challenge, any roadblock, any place where I feel victimized or I feel shut down or I'm scattering my energy or I'm going, or whatever it is, you know, it's really asking me to reclaim my devotion. That Capricorn energy that's initiating, that's a part of that initiation of Aries says, oh yeah, how do you hold your fire? How do you hold your core? Can you contain that fire? Can you direct that fire? Can you grow something with that fire? It brings discipline to this warrior. It channels our ability to transmute our desires, our longings, our wounds, our anger, our emotions into something that really helps us understand why are we going for what we're going for. You know, we could either shut down our instincts, our rhythm, our impulse, our desires, or we could go for them and we could be a part of the ceremony of them teaching us. Not just go for them and feed endlessly and just spiral out and reach and grab and push and pull and crave and avert. No, we can also go and be present within all of the things that happen inside of that ceremony and learn how to detach, learn how to contain, learn how to slice and break through when we need to. So I could go on and on, you know, it's big, and I'm gonna do more videos. Now that I'm here and I'm grounded, guys, I've been traveling. It has been one full on couple months for me. I mean, it's been a full on, you know, year, but it's definitely been a full on couple months of traveling and receiving so much. And so, yeah, I'm here in Mexico. I'm able to slice and let go of some things. And one thing I just want to leave us with, one thing that's really been coming home to me, you know, touching my sun, my north node, it's opposing my south node and my Pluto. This Mars in retrograde, it's in my 8th house, you know. That desire for merging, that desire for power and for transcendence inside of the ego. My fire, my direction, all of that. It's really, really bringing me into this place of fully seeing my inner masculine and really, really calling him back home to my queen. You know, it's like we say this thing about inner marriage all the time, but around the time where Mars went into its pre-shadow is when I really was able to have this really profound experience of my inner queen and my inner masculine just coming and fucking loving each other and just being like, come home to me. Do not forsake me. Do not abandon me for all those other queens, all those other women out there that you love to give all that fire you love to court. But don't ever forget me. And then she was this queen that was just like, I fucking adore you. Like, there's nothing that you need to overextend yourself for. You are so worthy. And it was fucking sexy. And since then, they've been holding each other so much better. And it doesn't mean I'm not stepping out of my center. Doesn't mean that I'm not losing my power or stepping out in these different ways. But it really does help me call myself back home and hold the parts of me that have abandoned myself and that have overextended and compromised different parts of myself, different parts of my purpose, different parts of my desire for a relationship and to be shown up for. So it's really helping me refine what it is I want, what is that I'm calling in, and then also like refining the way that I give. Where is that giving coming from? You know, I love to give. I love to feel that part of my masculine. And it's been really healing as being a lesbian. I am a queer lesbian woman, to recognize this part of my masculine, to see how it interfaces with all the men in the world. How does it interface with all the women? How does it interface with all of our spectrums of genders? And how do I feel seen in that part of me? Because it's actually a really strong part of me, that I look so feminine, you know, always have. And it's been really helpful to be able to own this part of my sexuality and my gender. And yeah, and I can love myself and all the dynamics that arise better because of it. And I can really have a lot more awareness, discernment, and compassion for who I'm engaging with, who's interfacing with my masculine, and they might not know that they are because I look like this. And yeah, so authority, power, it's up. And yeah, just that invitation, I just want to reflect that to you guys so that you can feel into your own relationship. You know, what does that relationship to Mars and your Aries and your fire look and feel like to you? You know, we don't have to be so gender oriented of it's this masculine thing looking like a man and all the things, but we can also get in touch with that if we want. But it's like, let's mix it up. Find your own mythical version of how that element and that archetype and that planet lives inside of you and is expressed through you. Okay, on that note, blessings. Be in this initiation. Wake up inside of it. Get lucid, get present. Whew. Feel your fire. Get into some practices, martial arts, yoga, breath work. Look up Montauk Chia, learn about your Dantian, learn what foods you want, what people you need around you. What are the things that can help you refine and support your fire in this time? Be mindful of your energy. Be mindful of exhaustion or depletion. Be graceful when there's roadblocks, okay? And the other thing, take a look at your chart. Look to see what has 15 to 28 degrees of Aries, like what house is it in? What planets are around there? It will help you understand what and how it's going to show up in your life. This will affect you differently, okay? Call me. I love to work with people in seduction and power, in attachment and intimacy, through the lens of astrology. I love to get people into their bodies, to reclaim these parts of themselves that are often disassociated, shut down, dulled, and help move, help find freedom and clarity and fucking permission. So call me if you want to work together. I'm so down. It's a perfect time. All right. So many blessings.